Yo, what's up guys? You got PokeAim here, coach of the Bronx Beartics with my team builder for week 3 of the P4G. This week we are playing PokeMEN, coach of the New Orleans Pelippers. Now, he has a super scary team, man. Look at his first pick, Mienshao. I honestly believe Mienshao is one of the most broken Pokemon like that you could actually have down here. Honestly, I believe that Mienshao is one of the most broken Pokemon you can have. Powerful high jump kick, U-turn initiative, knockoff as well. It's incredibly hard to switch into. Nothing on my team actually appreciates switching into it. For example, I have Duosion and Mesprit, right? My two fighting resists, they get put down by knockoff. Duosion doesn't take reckless high jump kick into knockoff ever. Life Orb Mienshao does so much versus me, and he can run adamant too if he's running Life Orb because it hits every speed tier it needs to be faster than everything. So he also has Crobat, which can be pretty bad if it's banded, though I don't think you would bring banded versus me just because I have Diancie as an initial switch in. Maybe like Steelium Crobat with Steel Wing or something could be cool. Taunt, Defog, Safety Goggles is the one I'm leaning more towards because I do have an MV, a Roserade, Decidueye, Gramble, Guzzlord, Gashadon, Magmar, Zebstrika, Shelmet, and Regirock. Shelmet's really interesting too versus me because initially when I was in the team building process, because I asked Matty Brolic and Gypsy King what they thought. I typically do. I've actually been taking a lot more initiative now to build myself. Like this team I built all by myself, but I do want to take sometimes their ideas because they're great in the format, right? Also, big shout out to was it Styx I played? I think I played Styx. I believe I did. I don't think it was Aki. It was definitely Styx, right? Yeah, I played him for testing with me and giving me some feedback on the team in general. But when I initially went into building, when I asked them, I was like, what do you guys think? Just based on face value. Don't give me any details. Don't give me anything. What do you think is good? Gypsy King was like, Banded Zygarde plus T-Spike's Roserade, offensive Roserade, extrasensory goes in. And I was looking at the team and was like, yeah, you're 100% right. But as I was constructing a team, I was thinking to myself, I was like, crap, man, I'm going to lose to a potential Scarf Mienshao or a Life Orb one, depending on what he uses. Like, I don't want that to come in. So I actually started to stray away a little bit from the Banded Zygarde. I love the Roserade idea. I strayed away from the Banded Zygarde idea. And then Matty Brolic was like, Life Orb Sheer Force Tauros can put in a lot of work too. If you actually look at his team, he has like one Pokemon that isn't 2-hit KO'd with T-Spikes up, and that's Bronzong. I don't know why Tauros does not get Crunch. It has a mouth. It eats. I'm sure it eats. I'm sure I've heard cows and bulls munch on grass. I don't understand why it doesn't have Sheer Force Crunch. Give me that attack, Game Freak. Anyway, so I like the idea of Life Orb Tauros a lot versus him. And here we have the team that I ended up coming out with. So the first Pokemon that I dumped on it, no matter what variation I used, was Hard Body Baby, the Duosion. I loved Hard Body, the Reuniclus, in the UCL, and I have now Hard Body Baby, literally Hard Body Baby, which is my defensive Eviolite Duosion. Now originally it was Shadow Ball, Psychic, Toxic, and Recover. I like Toxic because it allowed me to wear down Shelmet, Regirock, Gastrodon, but because I know my team has T-Spikes, I was really worried about potentially losing to a Gastrodon, because since Gastrodon can technically just sit there and recover stall my entire team without having grass coverage, so I opted for Energy Ball over Toxic. Now Toxic was a little bit better because it hit Guzzlord and, like I said, Gastrodon and Shelmet, which I think was pretty big. But I wasn't using Duosion for those anyway. I liked Energy Ball a lot better, doing more damage to not only Regirock, but mainly the Gastrodon, being able to knock it out. Though I do expect the Rindoberry Gastrodon versus me. I think it could save versus a potential Energy Ball Mesprit versus something like Roserade as well. But the idea of this Duosion is it lives a high jump kick from Mienshao, knocks it out with Psychic. It lives a knockoff, knocks it out with Psychic. But the big idea is this pivots in on all of his fat mons. So Bronzong, Gastrodon, Regirock, and Gramble, Duosion pivot in on all of those, and for the most part, it beats them all. It 4-hit KOs Max Spadef Bronzong, 3-hit KOs a non-Max Spadef Bronzong with Shadow Ball. Psychic can 2-hit KO Gramble with Rocks, depending on rolls, you can even 2-hit KO itself. The Gastrodon is OHKO by Energy Ball, and Regirock does not appreciate Energy Ball, and it has to be like a curse or a Thunder Wave Rock sliding Regirock to beat me 1v1. So it was bold, max HP, 228 defense, and I put 28 Spadef, that way I can easily take 2 Life Orb Thunderbolts from Zebstrika, which is something I could see him bringing just because of its speed tier versus me. The most likely team that I thought he would bring, though, would be Mienshao, Crobat, Bronzong, Gramble, Gastrodon, and then potentially either Shelmet, Guzzlord, Decidueye. I think those are like the most likely mons you would bring, just based on practice games as well. I think those would be really nice versus me. But I really like Duosion's ability to absorb status. Toxic from Bronzong was a little bit worried or when practicing, but nobody brought it versus me. But skill swap toxic Bronzong could be a little bit annoying because it could trace my magic guard. If he toxics me at one point in the game and I stay in, let's say I've been in with my Duosion for like 4 turns, right? 5 turns versus Bronzong. If he goes for skill swap and takes my magic guard, that turn I take 5 turns of poison. I literally take 5 turns of poison and Duosion can go down. That's something I was a little bit worried about, and I'm definitely going to be aware about that in the game. But this is why we have hard body, baby. Next up, I really liked the idea of Life Orb Tauros versus him. I was trying to think of a set that did best, that could abuse his team, and I think I came up with the best set to 2-hit KO every mon on his team besides Bronzong. So we have Green Falcon. It's usually will be spelled out regular green, but because in order to get the Body Slam variant, I have to bring Tauros from the old generations. They don't have as many slots for the nicknames. Basically, I can't spell out Green Falcon because it doesn't fit in the old school games where you transfer this mon from. It doesn't have it. Like, you can't, like, it doesn't have that many. I think it's 13 letters you can put or something. It should be this exact one, but you can't do that. So anyway, so we have my Tauros. Now my Tauros is meant to outspeed his Mienshao. After that, it doesn't really outspeed anything else because it doesn't have to. His speed tiers really drop. He obviously has Step Striker and Crobat, which outspeeds me. But Body Slam, Iron Head, Rock Slide are all 3 boosted by Sheer Force, which I really like with Life Orb because I actually don't end up taking Life Orb recoil at all. And then I have the Tech Protect. Protect is really nice if he does have Scarf Mienshao because it makes it take 50% by going for high jump kick, which is amazing. That might be the difference between me winning or not. And I really like Iron Head because it's able to 2-hit KO Regirock with poison damage. It 2-hit KOs Granbull with poison damage. It 2-hit KOs Decidueye. And Rock Slide's really nice because it hits Crobat for a KO after Rocks. If it's not really bulky. Body Slam is just boosted by Sheer Force. It OHKOs Mienshao from full, and it does good damage to Pokemon like Gastrodon and Guzzlord anyway. So I also like the fact that, you know, Rock Slide hits Shelmet as well. So I really aim for a set that doesn't take that does take advantage of his team. And I didn't want to take Life Orb recoil because I'm pretty sure my Tauros will be like my initial switch into Decidueye if it's weakened, or in practice it was, or to specific mons, and I didn't want it taking Life Orb recoil if I could avoid it, and I thought Protect was a really solid play. So next up we have MV my Roserade. Now this Roserade does not have a grass move, which is again backed up by the fact that this thing does have a grass move. So this Roserade was meant to lure Crobat, knock it out with Z Extrasensory. In fact, with 0 special attack investment, I guarantee knockout Crobat, max HP Crobat with Z Extrasensory, so Shattered Psyche, but I decided to run a little bit of special attack. I just ran enough speed for Jolly Decidueye, which is something he could bring versus me. Sludge Bomb 2-hit KOs with T-Spikes up Decidueye always. The Dazzling Gleam is there to 2-hit KO Guzzlord with T-Spikes. Just in general, it does a ton if it's not Assault Vest. It's something he could bring. He could definitely bring Assault Vest Guzzlord or something like that to deal with my Duosion. That's actually a problem, which is why I have the next mon that you guys will see. But I wanted to be able to hit Guzzlord, and the idea is, I think that Crobat is the best initial switching he has to Roserade. Either that or a Safety Goggles Bronzong. But I'm leaning more towards Crobat if he has it. So basically, if I bring in Roserade versus Bronzong, you're gonna. And I see leftovers, or I don't know what item he has on it. Whatever item he has, if I see leftovers, I can bluff the Sleep Powder. He might go Crobat, and I can go for the Z Extrasensory. In practice, I literally did that. I brought out Roserade versus Bronzong, and I went for Z Extrasensory on the switch into Crobat, and I knocked it out, and I was able to get up T-Spikes, and that really changed the game a lot during practice. So Extrasensory Sludge Bomb, Dazzling Gleam. Sludge Bomb hits Decidueye, of course. It hits Granbull as well. Hits Magmar for some decent damage. Substriker for some good damage too. Substriker's another mon, like it has Sapsiver, so that's something that could come in on this, and I want to give it that. But that's the idea of an offensive Roserade right here. It's not really offensive. It has max HP, 60 special attack investment. That's all it really needed to do work with Rocks up or with T-Spike up. It 2-hit KOs like everything outside of Bronzong. So, and Gastrodon, of course, not Gastrodon, but everything else 2-hit KO'd or O-code by this thing. Next up, look at my Hariyama EVs. I know you like them. Nice and complex. Nice BKC EVs. So I wanted to bring Hariyama because as far as Dark Resist go, I was really lacking them. Worried about Guzzlord. I like the idea of this also helps me check Substriker as well. Checking Magmar as well with my Assault Vest. I thought that was really solid. And the fact that just overall bulk, it can muscle through his team with guts. So I decided on AV Hariyama this week. So Knock off, close combat, fake out, ice punch. I like fake out because with T-Spike, it really does get you that extra turn of damage, so it's really, really nice for having it rack up. I won't go for fake out versus Crobat though, because Crobat could easily have inner focus versus me, because I do have 2 fake outers on my team, or 2 Pokemon that learn fake out on my build. I don't think you really need anything else. Maybe Infiltrator would be his other ability that he would bring, which is something he could use, but goes through screens, goes through solve, whatnot. But Ice Punch was my last move of choice because it hits Decidueye as well as Crobat. I originally had Stone Edge. Stone Edge would hit Crobat for a KO after rocks, depending on my EV spread. I actually changed my EV spread a little bit. I'd also hit Shelmet for some more damage. And I also had Facade at one point, but I really liked Ice Punch's ability to, 1, not care about the fact that I have to be Guts activated, and 2, just hit Crobat for some decent damage. So I'm max HP, 148 defense. This is supposed to take a high jump kick, a reckless high jump kick from Mienshao, knock it out after with the close combat. The 28 speed def plus max HP means that I'm not even for it KO'd, I believe, by Thunderbolt from Substrika, depending on it. 44 speed was just a little bit for potentially Guzzlord creeping. I'm already naturally faster than Guzzlord, but just in case, I want just a little bit of speed for that. But again, I'm really worried about Mienshao when it comes to it, because it's just so hard to switch into. So Hariyama gives me the a decent, it can deal with it 1v1. In the 1v1 situation, it can beat Mienshao, though he can easily run Adamant. But I can live Regenerator 1 with ease, close combat, knock it out. So next up, we got a little bit of heat right here. But like, this is also my initial dark switching, like for Dark Pulse, the Guzzlord. Although knockoff is definitely an answer. Guts is really nice for Guzzlord, Bronzong, and this could just be a pivot into anything, honestly. So next up, we got Impish, defensive Incineroar. I told you, I'm scared of Mienshao. Now, this thing was a killer in practice. It was beautiful in practice because he hates revenge killing this mon, because you don't know my set, man. It was so good. So we have Fake Out, Knockoff, Flare Blitz, and U-Turn. A standard quote-unquote Assault Vest set, but we're obviously Chopper Berry. 244 HP, 236 defense, 28 speed. Again, a little bit of speed just in case Guzzlord creeps or anything like that. Guzzlord will have to creep a lot. But I love the fact that Incineroar comes in easily on Decidueye. It comes in on Bronzong because of Intimidate, coming on Shelmet if it needs to, and just spams knockoff versus him. It's really good at just clicking knockoff versus him, getting rid of the items on Gastron and whatnot. I love Chopper Berry as well because I live a reckless high jump kick with ease with the Chopper Berry. And even if it's Life Orb, Flare Blitz knocks it out after Life Orb Recall. With Fake Out plus Flare Blitz, I guarantee knockout of Mienshao even if it has some HP. Though Adamant Mienshao does outspeed my entire team, so that's something I could definitely see. And I love the momentum that Incineroar brings as well. Knockoff is so nice, especially with Toxic, Spikes, and it's hard for him to revenge kill this mon. Because the mon that, like, basically, let's say I'm in a situation where I knock out the Decidueye, right? Then he brings out Mienshao to high jump kick me. If I'm in a good amount of HP, even without Intimidate, my Chopper Berry lets me survive the high jump kick, and Flare Blitz is going to pick up that KO. It's beautiful how awesome this Incineroar is in practice, and I love the fact that Intimidate made Incineroar so
solid. I obviously do not have hazard control on my team. I was thinking about bringing Vulla because it beats Fat too. It could beat Bronzong potentially, Decidueye, Gastron depending on sets. But I really like defensive Incineroar. When I was running the calcs, it just helped me out a lot. And even after rocks, like I'll live the hit from a Life for Mienshao. And Scarf Mienshao is a little bit less of a problem. Though in general, it just wins by clicking high jump kick, which is why I really like Protect. On Tauros, helps me out versus Scarf Mienshao, and then I have double Fake Out as well. But that's the idea behind Incineroar. Pivots in on Bronzong, can knock off, checks Decidueye if he wants to run SD all out pummeling because it has like low sweep or whatever. Incineroar checks that, knocks out with Flare Blitz after. So I really like the idea that Incineroar is here, or what Incineroar does in this game, knocking off and putting in a little bit of work from there. Last but not least, we have Zudo, my Mesprit. Now, I'm bringing Choice Scarf Mesprit this week because I like killing with support. When you're running AV Hariyama, when you have a Incineroar that's literally killing itself with Flare Blitz, when you have a Dewosion that might be in KO range of knockoff if I don't go for this Healing Wish, I love that Scarf Healing Wish can put in work. I have Stealth Rock on this mod as well, U-Turn for Momentum, Healing Wish, and Psychic. I only have 108 speed. That is enough to outspeed Substrika and a Crobat that is also creeping or hitting around Substrika's speed range because that also lets it outspeed Scarf Incineroar. I'm so, I know PokeMEN is a good player, so I never make my EV spreads like this, by the way. I never make my EV spreads like this. I don't think it's safe, but I'm so confident that he's a good player that if he brings Crobat, it's not going to be max speed. Typically, I would make my Scarf Mesprit faster than max speed Crobat, but I'm not. I'm so confident this week that I am not. But yeah, defense helps me take on Mienshao a little bit better. 20 special attack lets me 3-8 KO, Pokemon like Gastrodon with T-Spikes up. The Psychic also just hits decently hard. It's there to knock out Mienshao, honestly, and U-turns just for momentum. But this is really the glue that holds the team together. Honestly, actually, I think Incineroar is the glue that holds the team together, but this has to be like the paper that you put the glue on and you put them together. Maybe this is the glue because it does hold it together with Healing Wish, right? It's a last-ditch effort type of thing to make sure that I can bring back my Incineroar if rocks were up or something like that, and it can help check Mienshao. Like if it comes down to it, maybe he can click high jump kick, and you know he has like Mienshao plus Bronzong left. I don't know. I can Healing Wish my Incineroar. I can 2-hit KO the Bronzong would knock off, and then if he goes back on to Mienshao, if I'm at 75%, because that's assuming rocks up and I'm at that part, he does not knock me out with high jump kick and flare, which will take him out. So that's just like, I like the fact that Healing Wish Mesprit gives me some support. Again, I'm faster than Substrika and faster than the Crobat that's potentially creeping there. And that's the idea of the team, man. I'm definitely scared of Mienshao. I think it's one of the best Pokemon in the meta in this P4G draft, easily. And it's such a great pick, and he has such a great team in general. But I love Assault Vest, Hariyama plus Healing Wish. I love Incineroar plus Healing Wish. I love Duosion plus Healing Wish. It's really nice because I don't always have to be passive with these. I can save them and let Mesprit Healing Wish them back. So I do hope you guys all enjoyed. Of course, if you did, feel free to check out the battle that will be going up on Sunday at 2 p.m. Eastern. That's the time I try to go for. I'll talk to him after we battle if he wants to do that. And I hope you guys, are rooting for the Bronx Beartics. So goodbye, my friends. Let me know what you think about the team. Goodbye, friends.